TIFU by taking a girl to a sex dungeon on the first date. Throwaway BC. This is very much a true story and it's embarrassing and I'm trying to heal from it. 2 weeks ago, I matched with this really cute girl on Hinge who was exactly my type. Our timelines also matched up perfectly for something to happen and we live in adjacent neighborhoods. On top of this, she was the first to start joking and teasing in our texts. It didn't take long for me to ask her out on a date that Friday to grab dinner in her neighborhood. And maybe go to a bar after. I usually don't do dinner first dates, but food is something we bonded over and I'm obviously invested in this girl at this point. So I'm willing to show her a good time. Come Friday morning, she tells me that she's been feeling sick since Thursday. I tell her, no worries. It's actually really nice this weekend. Let's do a picnic on Sunday instead. She wholeheartedly agreed because every girl loves a picnic. I know this because my last 4 dates have been picnics along the river in my city. And they've all gone really well. Come Saturday afternoon, she tells me she has pink eye. This girl is a mess, but it's alright because she still offered to come out to the date. I thought it was nice of her, but I told her, let's plan for next week instead. I want you to feel better and be comfortable with me on the first date. I was disappointed though because next weekend was too cold for a picnic. So I had to come up with a different date idea. And I didn't play it safe this time. I wanted to do something different and memorable. So, I suggested we do an escape room next Sunday afternoon. Then get pastries in Chinatown after. She thought this was a super fun idea and agreed. In hindsight, this is obviously a second or third date idea, but we'd been chatting for a bit and had a really fun FaceTime to get the initial getting to know you talk over with. So I felt comfortable being ambitious for the first date. We were both excited. The date itself I thought went well. The escape room was fun. And she loved all the bakeries I took her to. When we took the train home afterwards, I got off at my stop first and I told her that I had fun. That she left a good first impression on me. And to let me know when she got home safe. She forgot to text me until the morning after. Which was fine. But then she ghosted me. Usually when I get ghosted, I know the reason why. But with her, I was dumbfounded. I thought we had a lot of momentum rolling into this first date and that it went well. I needed some closure. So I finally texted her on Wednesday and asked her what went wrong. She said, "Hey, NGL would have loved a heads up that the escape room was going to be BDSM themed. I had a really nice time chatting with you and hitting the bakeries, but I just don't really see this going anywhere." Quote, "Yes, I left out an important detail. I thought it would be funny if I didn't tell her that the premise of the escape room was that you had to break into the back of a cafe, enter a BDSM sex dungeon, find a sex tape, and delete it. I personally thought this was hysterical and was doing something by surprising her with it. In the moment when we entered the sex dungeon portion of the escape room, I didn't even address it and share a laugh about it because yeah, I'm a dumbass and I'm oblivious. We just kinda powered through it and beat the escape room. Afterwards, I thought it went well because when we got our picture taken at the photo booth, she made sure she looked good by retaking the photo a few times. I thought, oh, this is cute. She wants to look good in our first photo together. She must have had a good time. No, she did not have a good time. I can't help but think what things would be like had I taken her on either of the 2 normal first dates. I made a high-risk, high-reward play that may have worked with some people, but overall it was insensitive, poorly executed, and made her uncomfortable. Oh yeah, and she hosted a Friendsgiving at her place after the date. So my ass definitely got chewed out by all her friends. I've been beating myself up over this L and having my friends roast me so I can at least share a laugh and heal. Please do the same to me in the threads below. TL. Dr. I thought it would be funny to take a girl to an escape room on the first date and not tell her it was BDSM themed. My dumbass was surprised when she ghosted me. Edit. Try to make this a bit more concise and anonymous. Important edit and conclusion. The range of responses on this are crazy. From, "This is borderline sexual harassment," to, "She just doesn't have a sense of humor." Main takeaway is that I'm an idiot and crossing a sexual boundary doesn't necessarily have to be physical. I needed to let her know what we were getting into in this scenario. Or better yet, not do a BDSM escape room on the first date. I've learned my lesson and I've apologized to her. Life goes on. It's okay, op. At least you didn't write an erotic fanfic of her favorite cartoon and try to give it to her on her birthday. Well, that was a whirlwind if I've ever read one. Maybe next time look into the different types of escape rooms beforehand? Cold sweat smile, cold sweat smile. Although an escape room isn't going to be the same as an actual BDSM dungeon, she likely assumed you were hinting at something right out of the gate. Sorry, op. Feels like a classic case of self-sabotage. Something I am extremely familiar with. All you needed to do was to meet up for a coffee and dazzle her with your repartee, but no. You decided to blow it up. Me to a T. I would totally think this was funny. With someone I know. Or at least a, "Wouldn't this be funny?" convo first. But op. You took this girl into a BDSM sex dungeon with no warning on a first date and then didn't even offer any explanation. Sure, not a real one. But that's still really weird, and I'd have been really baffled by the thought process there. You should never plan an explicitly sexual themed activity without the other person's awareness and agreement. Bruh. I'm amazed she even stayed to do the escape room when she saw what the theme was. I'll be honest. I would be super uncomfortable with that too. Escape rooms are not a great first date. But especially BDSM sex dungeon escape rooms? And why keep it a secret for a surprise? That's really weird, TBH. I wish you the best of luck finding your next date, op. Geez, when I think I'm bad at planning dates, I just need to remember this post. I went axe throwing as a first date once. Gotta match the energy, lol. You misread. Dude. How was this high risk, high reward? What reward have you had in mind? Take her to a real sex dungeon on the second date? This only works if you get to know her in a BDSM club or something related and you both know that's the turf of you both from the start. Emo. This was high risk with the low possible reward that she thinks you are a kinky dude but nice and moves on with you regardless. And not tell her was your mistake. She could have called your bluff and said she was fine with it. Having to own it. Or she could have suggested a different themed escape room. Well, A+ for originality. You complete moron. I think suggesting, "Oh hey, I see this themed escape room. Could be funny?" would have been a great way to introduce the idea, and she has an easy out. Never surprise a first date with an activity they didn't know about. L. There was probably 34 paragraphs of this story that were not needed at all. Every girl loves picnics. You have a sample size of 4. 4 equals every girl? Man. Sex cauldron? I thought they closed that place down. Krusty the Clown. This is the same vibe as the taxi driver scene where he takes the girl to a porn theater. She probably thought you were unhinged. That was one of the stupidest first date ideas I have ever heard, dude. I mean, I don't even. Oh my god, why? I can't fathom why guys ever think for a second stuff like this is a good idea. Edit. Just want to add my respect to Op for listening, learning and acknowledging his mistake. The edit shows me that he took the right lesson away from this.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.